Our pros and cons in living in Greenville, North Carolina was one of the most watched video, and today we wanted to add more into that list that you get the whole picture of living in Greenville, North Carolina.
So I call this a 2026 update. So especially if you're planning to move here, you need to know that Greenville is definitely not a small town farm anymore. And it is a big hub for health and new ideas. And the biggest pro for Greenville, North Carolina in 2026 is the growth of the medical district. Medical district has always been there, but it is something that is growing right now. This area is seeing hundreds of millions of dollars on new buildings and new tech happening at the ECU Health system and Brody School of Health, Brody School of Medicine, and it's expanding faster than ever before. So as a result, they are building a new center called the Center for Medical Education, which is a 7-story tall building, which is crazy, right?
Exactly. Therefore, this building that we were talking about, this 7 stories building, is a high-tech rooms that where the student can practice the surgery in a virtual world that you can actually is blown your mind. And because we have so many doctors and nurses to move to this area, our home values stays really strong in Greenville, North Carolina. Even when the rest of the country sees the housing price goes up and down, Greenville, North Carolina has a steady rate for the housing appreciation.
And demand for healthcare and doctors and nurses is not going away, so those jobs are pretty secure. And this means that there's a safety net for real estate investment if you are buying a home here, especially if you're looking at the brand new hospital for mental health that just opened up, the special unit for kids and outdoor areas to help people, and that what we were just talking about. And plus, big health companies like Novant are building new hospital on the west side of town, which means more jobs, more choices to where you can get your medical care. Now, that also means there's homes in this area.
Exactly. How are we going to talk about the new cons also, which is the serious lack of a house for sale? If you're looking for a specific, for example, neighborhood, or you're very picky, you have kids and you wanted to send them to a specific school zone, competition actually getting very intense. Our research shows that if not ready moving in the 14 days, you will basically miss the best lots in the neighborhood.
Right, and the town of Winterville is honestly the hardest place to find a home in right now. People love the specific schools in that area, and because everybody wants to be in those school zones, houses sell almost instantly. So in the past, maybe it was taking 100 days to sell a home. Now it takes less than 50. In some areas, it can be as low as 14, depending on those school zones. So for the most popular homes, you have to make a decision super fast.
Exactly. Therefore, Winterville, North Carolina, which is a suburb of Greenville, North Carolina, is definitely a seller's market where the home buyers have to act very quickly. Yeah. There were also a handful of the new listings last month that we were talking about that compared to the hundreds of home buyers that looking for the specific area, as my wife said, a specific school zone for you.
And if you are very specific with what your needs are, like you need a big house, you need a big yard, we have to be prepared to go into bidding in certain areas, especially if you want the specific school zone, the specific yard, the specific house. Now we have to be prepared for that. And despite this, Greenville is still much cheaper than the national averages. So we get a lot of out-of-towners and a lot of people who relocate here because they see how much cheaper Greenville is compared to the rest of the country. So you can often find a house here $100,000 cheaper than in other states, with the median home being about $220,000 to $250,000 depending on the area that you want, and national prices are like $400,000, so it's much higher. So your money for housing is going a lot further, which is why so many people take their money from other states and then relocate here.
Exactly. And let's focus also on the property taxes, because property tax is stayed in the year of 2025 and 2026 the same. Of course, we had that assessment a year and a half ago that the taxes changed, which helps you keep your monthly payment is still consistent because that property taxes are not changing now. And now let's look at the insider pro tips that we wanted to give you that the only local really knows about it. And What is that?
First one is a major project called Intersect East that is changing the downtown area. They're taking 100-year-old tobacco warehouses and making offices, making labs for the hospital, doing stuff with areas that we weren't using before. And one of the coolest parts is now a food train restaurant. They took an old train car and they turned it into a place where you can eat. It sits on a trail while you are going for a walk or a ride on your bike. And this is becoming a social heart for the city, and yeah, especially for young workers, just something else to do. What else is the city doing?
Exactly. The city also is spending of $15 million to fix up the town common park by the river in Greenville, North Carolina. They are actually building a new deck for boats and a fun water play area for the kids. There will be even a new walkway that looks over this area of the water in a quiet area.
And if you love outdoors and you love to take your kids to outdoor places, Wildwood Park is just growing all the time. It has amazing new features. There's now a 6 mile, I can speak, a mountain bike trail and sandy beach on the river. And there's even zip lining and places where you can go camping right next to the water. And the city is making it easier to get around without a car. Want to tell me more about that?
Exactly. Therefore, we just started a new services in Greenville, North Carolina called Great Plus that lets to book a free ride on an app, and it's like a free version of the Uber that helps people in north of the Greenville to get to the work.
Now this is in Greenville only, not Winterville, so just so we're clear, so it's a Greenville only thing, but it's a great.
Exactly. The city also are fixing up 85 different streets this year to keep the route really smooth. They are lowering a speed limit in a busy area to make it safer for people actually that are walking. Therefore, we're gonna value more even to the pedestrian, making sure they are safe and more Greenville more walkable.
Also, they're working on big projects to stop stop roads from flooding when it rains so hard, because it rains here. This is the coastal plains, right? So it rains. And one thing to keep in mind is Greenville is groceries. You have to know where to shop as always for milk and groceries, because it can be comparable to other cities and other areas. You have to just know where to shop, because I can go buy milk for $4 or I can buy it for 99 cents. So I have to know where I can go buy the milk for 99 cents. You just have to know where to shop. But those low cost of housing makes it a little bit more easier to say, okay, I'm just going to take, I'll make an easier choice. Maybe I don't want to go to the store at this point.
And also the good news is the state is also planning to lower the taxes for businesses over the next 5 years, which is an amazing. And I'm sorry?
Few, not 5.
For few, I'm sorry. And this is bringing more big companies that actually offering a great jobs opportunity for the local residents in Greenville, North Carolina.
And Greenville is also if you take a job with the city of Greenville, there is areas where they are helping students pay for college if you are going to work in the local healthcare, which means you will have enough locals, doctors and nurses taking care of us, actually care about the community. So it's not just importing people, they are trying to keep people who are going to want to stay. So the city is growing. It's feeling more like a modern hub than a college town. And if you want to be here, we are so excited. You have to be smart about how you search for your home though.
Exactly. And if you wanted to be part of this growth in Greenville, North Carolina, you have to be as smart as my wife said. Greenville, North Carolina is a beautiful place to live, but the rules of the game have changed for 2026. And we have updating of moving to Greenville, North Carolina checklist for 2026 to help you to navigate this journey of relocation or moving to our area, Greenville, North Carolina. And please grab our new version in the link below to make sure that you're ready for your move. You have everything, all the knowledge that you need for this move to make it easier. But also don't forget to call us, Alan Victoria Pinder, because we are dedicated real estate agent in the area to make sure this transition for you is stress-free, and we can handhold you from the time that you are starting the journey till the time that you get those beautiful keys in your hand. Don't forget to watch all of our playlists here, and don't forget to subscribe, write us a comment. We'd love to connect you. And don't forget to grab a Calendly link to book an appointment with us, or you can text or call us at 252-327-3357. Thank you.